Hi guys, and welcome back to the Budget Mini Clubman. So, if you haven't seen the episodes, please go sort of have a look, see where we're at. I'm doing bits and bats as and when I can around the Cooper and stuff like that. So I am trying to document as much as possible. The biggest change is we have a front bumper now. It's not the best thing. It came up really cheap on eBay. No one really bidded on it, so I managed to win it for just over £50, I think, which for a Clubman front bumper is really good. About £250 new. I just can't warrant that. And you know what I'm like, I like an original part, and that is an original part. It's got a little silver foil sticker underneath it, just like the rear one has. So I'm really happy with that. It's another thing bought, it's another thing done. It needs probably a machine polish to get some of the scratches out of it. There's a little bit of rust on it here and there, but what I've done is exactly the same as what I did to the rear one. Cleaned it all back underneath, painted it silver. So it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. It suits the car. So that's that. All the glass is now on the car, everything. So at the end of this video I'll do a quick walk around, but in today's episode we really need to target on trying to just get the car rolling. So the aim of the game is, you've seen the rears all built up. I just need the car to move now, unfortunately. I need it to be able to be a bit more mobile, move some cars around. You can see that needs to come a bit closer so I can work on it and get the welding done. And yeah, it's one of them. I need it to be mobile. So moving on from that, we've got some bottom arms. So these are 1.5 negative camber arms. Got the longer track rod ends and some adjustable tie bars, both of which were absolutely damaged, the original, so I had no choice, I had to get new. Yeah, it's one of them. And it's paid that I've just had a birthday, so I managed to get a few bits and bobs, so I'm really happy with that. I'm always getting car parts, so it's nothing new for me. So what I'll do is, I've already done one side, so I'll give a quick walk around that area and sort of show you what it all looks like going together. Everything's obviously new, all new bushings. Got poly bushes for the bottom arms, and basically an improvement ride kit again for the tie bars. So you've got two different types of rubbers. You've got one's poly and one's rubber, meant to help improvement on braking and stuff like that. So I'll show you how that goes together in one sec, but let's go and have a look at the other side. Right, so all this side's built up apart from the hub. So we've got the longer track rod ends. They're in place, obviously nothing's tracked up. The car is just what it is. It's sat here as a new setup, as they like. So I've now got a new pin and spacer for that, so that's all bolted together. Bottom arms in place, tie bars all in place. So you can see when I said about it having two different bushings, according to Mini Spares you have the rubber one inside, poly one on the outside. It's meant to stop all movement side to side. I copper grease everything because these seize. So these are in, ready to go. Top arms all in, shocks in. Everything's new and shiny for a little while. Yeah, it's a case of trying to get it rolling now. So at the rear, we've just got the drum sat in place, so it'll roll with that now. But yeah, we're getting there. So let's get set up. Right, so this is where we're at on the passenger side. So track rod ends just in place. Obviously not tight, it's just to get the car rolling. I literally temporarily sat this in place so this can come out. So they were painted, I didn't want them getting damaged, so that can come out. And yeah, it's a case of now getting this all fitted up. So I'm going to do the bottom arm first and go with that. So the bottom arm will sit this way round because you've got the hole just here for the tie bars to go in. So obviously so on the other side, they basically go together like that. And causes your bottom hole. On a modern kite, it's probably one piece, but obviously these two sort of go up and down. So yeah, let's get on with it. Let's get it fitted up. Get another part in the car. Alright, so you see me just fit the bushes into this. So I've used some grease, pushed them far home as I possibly can. You can sort of see they're pretty much touching in the middle, but being poly they're quite tight. But given the grease on there as well, sometimes poly bushes can squeak. I've never really dealt with it, but I have seen people come in saying, oh, poly bushes are squeaking. That normally is just because they're rubbing basically, but I've never had to deal with it. So that's greased up. I'll put some copper slip on that in a minute, but you've got a flat edge on this here, so the subframe's got the cutout for it, so that's the way it will go. So it will go with basically the U-shaped part of it that way. So let's get this in.
So slot that through. The grease will obviously make it easier. The bush doesn't fall back off. There we go. So bottom arm in. So now get that lined up with where you want it. And it's a case of just jiggery pokery in it, get it sort of in really. So if you put the nut on here, you can start tightening it through and it'll compress everything together like you saw on the other side. It works on there. So let's get a bit closer and hopefully we can force it in together. Obviously you can get presses, you can do all sorts, but I don't have that. I've always done it this way, I've never had any issues. So, right, that's pretty much in place. We have got the thread sticking through there. I'm going to just push this tighter because it's not tight enough. Poly bushes are very tight. So, yeah, so we'll get that done. Get that nut on, then we'll do the tie bar. Right, so now you can see the bushings are sat properly. Always have a rubber mallet to hand. That's all I did. So now get the nut and washer. There's a bit of copper slip on there. I always try and do that. It just stops having any issues. So let's get this on here, and then you'll see that cut out where it's flat, and you can just start tightening it down basically. So let's get a little ratchet in there if we can. Correct size socket would help. There you go. So make sure that sits straight. You can control this a little bit now by just moving it around with your hands. Obviously when it starts pulling tight, then you've got an issue. So just sit that, get that seat right. There we go. So hold that there. Right, so now I've got that lined up properly. It was a bit hard doing it on your own, but you'll see it start pulling through now. So as I'm tightening this, a bit hard for you guys to see, but this seats in to like a ridge, and it'll basically go until you're tight on the nut. So it's about there. The correct torque settings are all in the Haynes manual, which I'll go through before the car's on the road. But I'll suck it off there. Come here. So that can now move freely. Obviously now I put the grease in there, you can see it spurting out everywhere. But there's a correct torque setting for that, so I'll sort that out. But the bottom arm is in. So your new bushings, obviously if you're using rubber ones, I never even have to put any like pinch anything because they just slot together. But poly obviously designed not to have as much play. So it's nice and solid, and that is slotted right into its little home with there's a reinforced plate on the subframe there. And it's a flat edge, and that's what that has on there. So yes, I could have bought these new, but I didn't. You know what I'm all like now if you watch this channel. They've been repainted, the threads were good on them, renewed, and that is a bottom arm and bush fitted. Nice and easy. So tie bar. So like I mentioned, let's whip the nut off the end there. These tie bars I got off eBay. So they're from this company. It just says Classic. And the track rod ends are from there actually as well. Decent price, cheaper than mini places, but obviously they are mini parts. So they're fully adjustable. I'll put some copper slip on there, but what I'll do is I'll make sure these are the right length with a correct standard size one first. Get some copper in there, take this bolt out, I've just put it in there for safekeeping, and then yeah, we can get this fitted. So I will copper slip the collar of this as well because it's notorious for seizing, and then we'll set it up with the bushes. So like I said, we've got the bushes here, so the rubber one and the poly one, and then I've got new washers, the cut washer and a nut as well. So all right, let's get this greased up and let's get on. All right, so I've just gone through and I've just double checked the length. So that is the rough length. Obviously this is adjustable when we do all the tracking alignment, we can work that out then. So I'm going to put some copper slip around the nut. So I know that this is in the right place. So I'm just going to back this nut off, put some copper around it, as it's horrible when these sort of things seize. I was actually given a set of these many years ago. I was like, oh yes, I really like them for a project. And I actually got them out for this project, and they were seized. I could not get them to move whatsoever. So unfortunate, but they got discarded, and obviously we've got these. So just wind that nut back on itself there, work that grease in. At least you know you can always move that now. So obviously it'll be tightened down when the car gets tracked up. So following the mini spares, we've got these washers. So sorry, these bushes. So you've got a rubber one, poly one. So rubber one on first, slides up nicely, and then we've got the nut and bolt, which will go through it as well. So just slot that in there, bring the arm up just to make your life a lot easier, and sit that on there, and then right, so that is pretty much in place. Let's use our little, that's it. Right, so some copper around that as well. Just, these are the worst for seizing these. If you ever want to change your bushes and get this apart, you're always cutting them off. So pop that through there, gentle tap with a hammer again. There we go. Lock nut. That's on there. That's that. So what we do is we'll tighten that up in a second. So got all that on there. You've then got these washers. And a new nut. I seem to have accumulated a few new nuts. I ordered a set of these just to have in stock, and I've got loads of them now. So you've got the two washers. So one's designed to sort of cup around the bush, it's like that shape. You got a flat one, nut. So fit that on there now with this on the front, and I'll get back to you. All connected. So like I said, this now forms the whole sort of movement at the bottom half of the car. So all that's tightened down in there. So you can see all the bushings all connected up. Yeah, we're all sorted. So like I have mentioned, I am going to just put the old hub on for now. I need the car to roll. So yeah, we're getting there. Fingers crossed we can get this car rolling soon. So here is one of my minging original hubs that came in the car, but this is how they came, no drive shafts. I have actually got over there, that's the setup of my sidewalk originally. Long story. This was off my sidewalk, then I had an accident in one of my cars, so all the running gear from that car had gone into the sidewalk, so that's actually original for the sidewalk. So in this box is all the stuff to convert this down to a Cooper S setup. It all needs redoing, bushing, everything, so I can't put that in yet. I can't put them in just to run either because the calipers are too big to fit over the wheels, so hence why we're on these lovely little things. So yeah, let's get these on, see how we get on. So wheels are out. These wheels do need a refurb. They do need a new set of tyres. It won't sort of join the road like this. This is just purely so I can get a look, so I can see what it sort of is going to look like, I guess, and roll with that. Need to get some centre caps. I've found somewhere I can get those, so I'll get them sorted. They should hold enough air. They did before. And we've now got those old scabby hubs on. So yeah, let's try and get it down on the floor. Big moment. So nowhere near finished, obviously, but let's get them on. Can't wait to see it. So before I go, like I said, I'll go a quick walk around for you guys. So we're on the floor. Nothing new's happened in the engine bay. I haven't done all the flattening and polishing. I've not really properly started it. I have done the boot lid, which I'll come to you and show you now. But yeah, the bumper's on. Obviously the grill's sat in place with one screw, but we're going to put the headlights in. Obviously the rest of the car needs flattening and polishing. I've added these. So there is a registration number underneath this. Obviously it's built out of spares and bits and pieces, but I found this online and I've always wanted one. So anyone knows that's a racing brand, and obviously if you know me, that fits. So all the windows are in. Just waiting for a chrome trim to go around the rear. What I have started doing, I have actually polished the boot lid, so I hope you might not be able to tell, but the boot lid's polished and that's not, so you can sort of see with the peel. So the back of this car is actually dry. If you ever watched the paint episode, this corner here is the worst corner of the car. The rest of the car doesn't look like that. So you can tell the boot lid just how much different that looks. I could go a bit more with the boot lid, but for now I'm happy to get it to that. And we've also got rear plate on, number plate lamps all on. This came out perfect for paint. I'm really happy with it. So we're all sorted there. Obviously got the rear lamps already in, you've seen that. Anyone that knows me will know my hatred for fog lamps, but there is one there. So yeah, we'll see how we get on with that. So it's sort of just sat in place. It's not going to, might maybe not stay there, but yeah. So you can see the boot lid's been polished, so I'll put the number plate back on. Really happy with how that's looking. You can now see how low, obviously the car's looking, but yeah, it won't stay like that, although it does look really cool. So anyone that said the wheels supposed to stick out too far, they don't. They are completely flush with the car, and that's what I love. I love that Mark III look. Inside the car is a bit of a mess at the moment, but everything's plugged in. Steering wheel obviously is not staying, it's just a temporary thing. Gear selector's in, that's all done. We're already waiting for Hyundai carpet now, and then that can go in, it'll look completely different. All the windows are in, like I mentioned, and these are the seats. So I met a chap basically I sold him a set of seats, and we sort of got together and we've been sort of in contact ever since. When he knew I was doing this car, he said, I had a perfect set of seats for you. So these are actually reclining seats, and they're like a slight bucket style. And so obviously these have been recovered at some point in their life, but they're so comfy, and they've been done to a really, really good standard. So these are in, bit dusty. And in the back, got a little cloth there, but we've got a rear seat as well. So that's obviously all going to finish. We've got a nice little past shelf liner, and all inside the car. It's really starting to come together now. It's starting to look like a car. So we are now fundamental bits like brakes and engine. So yeah, the door rattles like you just heard. There's nothing there to stop it moving. So we've got the inside one on. Still haven't bought some mirrors. So yeah, we're starting to get somewhere with it. It's definitely looking like a car now.
Right guys, that brings us to the end of another episode. So not much done really in the respect of loads of jobs, but we've got the rest of the arms back on, old hubs back on temporarily. So the fitment's not quite right. It sits obviously how it should sit at the back, but obviously it's sitting a bit slimmer at the front because the wheels are quite a small offset, and they have no spacer on the front drums. Obviously when the Cooper S disc goes on, it will sit the same as the back, so it'll look nice. But yeah, I'm happy at that. So the suspension's going to settle, and I need to adjust it all up. The back's up way too low, but for now it looks cool on the driveway. The back's definitely got to come up. It's right down. But yeah, happy at that. And nice to see the bumper on it. The next episode we're going to cover putting the headlights in. I've ordered some gaskets for the indicators. So the indicators on the Clubman, got a rectangle cluster, you've got an indicator on the end, and then you've got side lights. So the headlights basically still beams, they don't have a pilot light inside. So we've got new headlight buckets or bowls, new headlights, new old stock ones, managed to find some original Lucas ones, and I've refurbed, or basically made 2 good units out of 3 I had. So one was buckled and in an accident, but I managed to butcher that one up to make the second one work. So they're original units. I've cleaned all the lenses out, and yeah, I think it'll suit the car really well. It is what it is. I kind of want to keep the 40-year-old parts on it as much as I can, because I don't do new things. I think they look over restored. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. The car is covered in dust and dirt, so I do need to get on with the polishing and get some protection on the car. But now the car's at a more sensible height, I can get to things like the roof and stuff like that. I just couldn't do it before. So the car will go back on its wheels, off its wheels, sorry, once we've got all the brake lines ordered, bearings and stuff like that. Me and James plan to try and sort of knock that out of the park, get all the brakes bled. But it is, it's one of them, we've got other stuff to do, life takes over. So she needs to just be movable at the moment. So I hope you can appreciate that. She's not leaving the channel. I've obviously promised I'll keep you guys in the loop. So I hope you've seen all the other episodes. Keep following. And yeah, so that's the last job for a little while, apart from doing the headlights. I'm going to keep collecting parts as and when I can get hold of them. So the bits I need to get hold of now, I need to shop around, and yeah, it is what it is. You've got to find some parts. So if you haven't seen the Cooper project, that's coming soon. You can just see it in the background, or what's left to the front of it. And we've obviously got that to cover, so loads more restoration. And now I've sort of got all the parts out of the way, we can slowly start getting towards the 89, which is a goal of mine that needs to be done. So yeah, I'll leave you with that, guys. I can leave you with that little vision. You can sort of see it. I hope you like it. It's all coming together now. So if you haven't already, please check out our sponsors, and I'll link in the description below to them. They'll be really working with us, especially on the Cooper project, because it's rust treatment and stuff like that, which we really want to get stuck in with. But they're also going to work with us on this when we come to the polishing side of it. So just keep an eye out, guys. So there's more to come from me and James very soon. And yeah, catch you in the next one. Stay safe. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up.